What's going on, guys? My name is COC Ryan and welcome back to a new video where today I'm going to be taking you through my top 5 armies on Clash of Clans and the reasons as to why I may or may not use them. So we're going to go from best to worst and we're going to get straight into it. So the first army that I'm going to show you, we've actually got 6 to show you today, and it's going to be a Hog Rider army. So for me personally, this is probably one of my worst armies. The reason for it, I just don't seem to be able to get through bases very well with this army. For some reason, the Hog Riders just don't seem to survive as long as I'd like them to. But that may be because I haven't maxed all of my troops and spells just yet. So I'm going to show you an attack I did with these Hog Riders in a moment. And this army can be good. Obviously, the Hog Riders have the advantage that they can jump over walls, so you don't need anything like a wall spell or a wall breaker or anything like that. But as I say, disadvantages, they just don't seem to last very long when they are in the actual base. They seem to die quite quickly, and they are, of course, quite bad against giant bombs. So I'll show you that attack now. Okay, so here is the attack. This was an attack that I got 0 stars on, so I started off by placing a couple heal spells in here, and I put my hogs in to go through, and as you can see, they're going through alright right now. I think having them multi-targeting Infernos against the Hog Riders is pretty bad. But as you can see, as they get into towards the middle of the base, I even tried to freeze one of those Infernos, but it still wasn't enough. And there, the giant bomb went off. I did quite a lot of damage. And literally, we're only 12% through the base. And the problem with Hog Riders is they only target defences. So if you have an army made up mostly of Hog Riders, you're not going to get many percentage points. So I actually even had an Electro Dragon in the clan castle for this attack. I'm just going to speed it up here by 2. Even with the Electro Dragon, I still wasn't able to get a star. So I think for that reason, really, that's probably why I didn't like this army. Some people probably like the Hog Riders and can use them better than me, but personally, I just think they're not very good at sort of getting through the base and doing what you need them to do. And as you can see there, that was a 39% 0 star. Not the best. Okay, so coming in at 5th place, we have a miner deck. So I've got 22 miners, 5 healers, and a few wizards as well, just to clear up the outside buildings. This army is probably better if you have your troops more upgraded. My miners currently are only level 2 as I'm a new Town Hall 10. So maybe if the miners were a little bit higher level, I would get on better with them. But I just feel like while they have the advantage that they can go underground and avoid traps, when they are actually above ground and attacking, they don't seem to do that much damage. So they can get caught when they are above ground trying to take out quite a heavy hitting defense like a Town Hall. They can get caught out quite bad. The reason I have 5 healers here is because I want to use the Archer Queen to try and clear some of those outside structures, because the miners, of course, because they can target any structure, can tend to wander on the outside of the base when you actually want them to try and dig deep and get that Town Hall. And then, of course, we've got the wizards for clear up, and we've got a mixture between heal and rage spells to try and not only keep those miners alive, but make them a little bit more powerful. So, like I said, the main reason I don't like this army is because the miners are quite weak. So I'm going to show you an attack right now that I got with these miners. Alright everyone, so here is an attack that I got with the miners. As you can see, we're starting off with the Arch Queen on the outside of the base just to clear some of those outside troops. And I also had the help in this one of the wall breaker that I got out of the clan castle. That's one thing with clan castles, I feel like they do give people a bit of an unfair advantage, because you can get stuff in your clan castle that you can't actually make yourself. For example, this wall breaker, I think you have to be like Town Hall 11 or something to start making those. I think when you're like Town Hall 6 you can get a dragon. When you're Town Hall 9 and 10 you can get an Electro Dragon, which you shouldn't get until you're Town Hall 11. But it obviously does give you an advantage and a reason as to why you'd want to join a clan. But anyway, back to the attack. We're not quite put the miners in just yet. We're just making sure we've got enough of the space cleared and they're not going to go around the outside. And we've just put them in now. They're kind of hard to keep track of because obviously they travel underground. So we've just got on going through the base now. They're doing all right, to be fair. And I think it's kind of hard for defences to attack them or get them because obviously they're going underground most of the time. But when they do get stuck on the defences, that's when the real problems come in. I apologise for the notifications coming up. That is my Twitter, which you can follow if you do by somehow, like some chance, find this channel and you're not following me on Twitter. You can follow me on there. It's at COC Ryan YT. So as you can see, I think my healers have got a bit confused. They don't know where everyone is. There's a miner just there that I think, is he? Yeah, he's taken out the Inferno Tower there. But we only have a few left, and this is what I mean by them miners getting stuck on like big buildings. Like as soon as they got to the Town Hall, they are a little bit useless on their own. So we're just finishing off the attack here. We've got 53%. So I mean, a win is a win at the end of the day, but well, 54% actually. But like I say, a win is a win, but to be honest, in my opinion, the miners aren't that great, but my opinion might change on them if I upgrade them a little bit more. Okay, so into the army that takes the number 4 spot. For me, it's a classic Barch strategy with mainly lightning spells and a jump spell and a heal. Realistically, I put the jump spell and the free spell in here just as a bit of a tryout, but the lightning spells are the main part of this army. Obviously, the big advantage to Barch is that it's very cheap, and obviously they're really good at taking out those outside buildings. So if you do find a base that has them elixir collectors and gold mines out on the outside with a lot in them that people haven't collected, you know, if you find like dead bases and stuff, this attack is really good. But obviously it can't be one of the best attacks because it lacks a lot in firepower. So I'm going to show you an attack right now that I got with this Barch strategy. Alright everyone, so here we have the classic Barch. So what I like to do with Barch strategies is make sure I use them lightning spells to take out some of those mortars and wizard towers, because they can be a right pain against Barch. Obviously, because you don't really have any real firepower and the barbarians aren't exactly the best cover for the archers. You need to take out their multi-targeting defences, like as many as you can. Otherwise your attack just isn't going to work. As you can see there, that's pain. Wasn't quite able to get that wizard tower out. So what I do with Barch is I normally take it sort of corner by corner or piece by piece on the base and just try and get as many of the outside buildings as I can. As you can see here, like obviously a lot of the barbarians die quite quickly from especially like bomb towers, mortars, and even like in some cases the cannons are quite good against them. But what they do have is strength in numbers. Obviously we've got like 100 barbarians or something like that, and 100, a little bit more than 100 of the archers. So you do have the advantage that you can have quite a lot of troops going through the base at once. But of course, as soon as it comes to having those multi-targeting defences like the wizard tower, they don't really stand a chance. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit now. I guess you can kind of see what I'm doing, taking it corner by corner, trying to get that mortar really like in the corners, trying to get the mortars and the wizard towers. But it is kind of hard. Like if they're behind any defences, you probably don't stand much of a chance of getting them. And that was my queen right there, just trying to get me that 50%, but 49%. We didn't get the win on this one, but we got some decent loot and we made a profit. And that's really what Barch is about, is just making profit, trying to earn as much gold elixir and dark elixir as you can. So that's why Barch places number 4. Okay, so getting into my top 3 armies, we have a classic Lavaloonion strategy, I think is what it's called. I remember back in the day you just used to have Balloonion, and that's quite a good strategy. I hear that air attacks are kind of the meta nowadays, but to be honest, I don't think this attack is great. It's good, like if you know how to use it properly. I think personally I don't really know how to use this attack properly. I'm predominantly like a ground attack kind of guy, and yeah, well, I say that, but my number 1 army is an air attack. You probably know what it is. But yeah, with the Lavaloonion, obviously the lava hounds are good at distracting the air defences and all of the other defences that are going to take out your balloons, but as soon as they're gone, the balloons don't seem to stand much of a chance on their own. And obviously we've got the minions to clean up, but you'll see in this attack there's a certain clan castle troop that comes out of the clan castle that just completely obliterates my minions. And that's kind of what you got to watch out for this attack. You don't really have many troops that are going to take out clan castle troops if your opponent has them. Obviously we've got the rage spells to try and get the balloons into that base as quick as possible. We've got the free spells really to try and stop, I guess, either clan castle troops, any of the air defences that are still active. Try and stop them with the free spell, and obviously those inferno towers, especially with the balloons if they're multi-targeting, can be a pain. And we've got a heal spell and a haste spell, just trying to make up the numbers, see if we can keep any of them balloons surviving when they're in the attack. So I'll show you the attack that I got with this army. Okay, so here we are, and spoiler alert, I did get a double on this. That was me trying to just use a random lightning spell I had in the clan castle to get like an extra percentage point on the, I think that was the arch queen stand there. I think at this point I was just trying to decide where I was going to go. So we put the lava hound in. They took quite a lot of damage there. Took 2 like black seeking air mines, I think they're called. So that lava hound did not last long at all. And like I say, they had an electro dragon in the clan castle, so my balloons just got absolutely obliterated there. I would say they're melted, but it's more like they're quite electrocuted, to be honest. So as soon as that Electro Dragon came out, I was like, right, we need to try and attack from another position here. So I've got the balloons over onto this side. Started getting through a few of the defenses. I tried to freeze the Electro Dragon because I couldn't stop it realistically. I didn't have the troops available. I could have put my minions in, but to be honest, they would have just got fried straight away, and I knew that. So yeah, this attack, it didn't look like it was going well, but well, actually, I started putting the minions in. I managed to get the dragon distracted with a wall breaker again. I don't know how I had that in the clan castle, but it's very lucky, and it distracted the Electro Dragon just long enough so that I could kill it with the minions, and that meant that I could get through. I somehow managed, because I had an Electro Dragon in my clan castle as well, to pull this attack off. But to be honest, I think if I didn't have an Electro Dragon there or the wall breaker, that would have been a loss for sure. So that's my queen, just trying to clear up a few extra buildings. Got the elixir, got the dark elixir, even popped the ability, and then at that point I was just like, yeah, we've got enough from this. So we got the win. As I say, Lavaloonion, it's not bad, but if they have an Electro Dragon in their clan castle, it's kind of game over. Okay, and the runner-up, my second place army is the classic Golemweaver. It's something like that anyway. It's golems. I'm not sure how to say them exactly. Valkyries and wizards. And I've got this attack is probably one of my favourites. It's one that I've used for a long time. We've got 4 earthquake spells there to try and get through a couple of the sections of walls, which always works really well. We've got a couple of rage spells to try and get them Valkyries to charge through that base and get as many structures down as possible. And obviously we've got the wizards in there to clean up. I can't really think of anything bad about this army, to be honest. They always seem to pull through and get me at least 1 star. We've got a couple of free spells there, which I seriously need to upgrade because they don't last long at all, but they are good for stopping Inferno Towers. Because if a single targeted Inferno Tower targets one of your golems, yeah, they're a goner. So I'm going to show you an attack that I got with this army. Okay, and here we are, attacking the Town Hall 10 again. I am, in fact, Town Hall 10 myself, so I try and go for those bases that are going to be a bit of a challenge for me. I don't like to attack Town Hall 9s because I know I'll get through them too easily, and there's never much loot in them either. So what I do is I use my earthquake spells to break through a couple sections of walls, put in my golems, and then I put the wizards around the outside to try and clear a little bit of a path. And the main bulk of the attack is these Valkyries here, and once they get into the base, we'll drop a rage, and pretty much it is over for them. So our Valkyries then go and they tear through the base. I also have my Archer Queen, which I haven't used. I guess I was just trying to save her. And I always try and put a rage spell on the Town Hall if the Valkyries get there, which they usually do. And that will typically get me the 2-star. So we've got the Archer Queen and the Wizards going around here. The Valkyries have pretty much had it in the middle. And I basically just use like the rest of the Wizards that I don't use to clear the outside, and the Archer Queen. And the Archer King, not the Archer King, the Barbarian King when I have him. To clear around them structures and get the 2-star. So I'll let this one play out. We didn't have many troops left, but this guy had put his defences too far apart, and it meant that we could get through quite a lot of this outside part here, and we're just getting those collectors for the extra loot. So I think we probably still had a golem there. That's one thing that can be a problem with this army. The golems seem to last like way longer than any other troop, and because they're so slow, usually the Valkyries just run ahead of them, and then you're just left with a golem just hitting a wall, and it's not very ideal. So there's the 2-star on that. I always seem to be able to get a win with the Golemweaver army. Some people like to use Golemweaver with the witch instead of the Valkyrie, but personally I prefer the Valkyrie. I don't know, I think the witches, the skeletons that they spawn are just too weak, so as soon as a mortar gets them or a wizard tower, they're just toast. But yeah, that's the attack with that army, and we're going to go into my favourite army right now. Okay, so this is probably the most simple army you will ever see in your life, but for some reason it just works. Of course it's a dragon army. I mean, the dragons just seem to be OP. I don't know what it is, and I think that with the new update, I think they increased in hit points as well, or increased in the amount of damage they do, which is just crazy because dragons are already overpowered, and you pair that with lightning spells and take out like 3 of the air defenses, and you've pretty much got to win every time. I can't fault dragons, as you can see in the training section. There's a reason why they are like the only thing that's maximum upgrade, or like been upgraded to the maximum, and that's because I just use it all the time. As you can see, the spells as well are upgraded to the max. So this is the army that I pretty much use all the time. If you have a look in my army camp right now, we've got that trained up. We've got a random wall breaker in there as well, which we don't need. But yeah, this is the army that I always use. It's so reliable, always gets you the wins, and so good at getting you loot as well. Obviously there's a disadvantage that it costs quite a lot, but obviously it doesn't cost any dark elixir. So if you're trying to get dark elixir, farm dark elixir, it's so easy to do with Dragon Army. And with that, I'll show you an attack that I got with my Dragon Army. Alright, so with the Dragon Army, I had plenty to choose from because I'm always using the Dragon Army. But literally all we have to do with the dragons is take out as many of the air defences as we can. And I like to try and take out the air sweepers as well, because they can be quite annoying against dragons. I think at this point I had like 5 spells left, and I was just trying to think where I was going to go with them. Obviously having a lightning spell in a clan castle is just perfect as well, because it meant that I could take out every single one of the air defences. But of course, if you don't have one in the clan castle, you can just take out 3 and then just go for that last one on low health and just try and get as quick as you can. But dragon attacks, obviously they're very boring. You just put them down and watch them completely obliterate the base. We even got a wall breaker there, and that's got an electro dragon in it, which makes things even worse for your opponent. When that electro dragon pops out right in the middle of the base and just lightnings like 4 of its structures at once. It's a really good army. I'm just going to speed it up by 2 because I'm sure you know how dragon armies work now. They just go through and just cause absolute havoc in all the bases. So as you can see, we've got the 2-star here. Sometimes I do get 3 stars with the dragon army, but typically you'll just get a solid 2-star, which you can't complain with. Even managed to take out both the infernos and one of the expos as well, which is always good. And yeah, we're just finishing off here. Got all the dark elixir, which is perfect, exactly what we want to try and farm with those dragons. And unfortunately that expo was being a pain in the arse, and we couldn't get the clan castle. So that is the attack that I got with the dragons, and I could probably show you 100 more attacks that I got with them that are all wins, because it's just, in my opinion, the best army that you can make, especially at Town Hall 10. To be honest, I think once you got to like Town Hall 11, you probably want to start using the electro dragons, which is basically the same thing but just more OP. For some reason, air attacks and dragon armies, whether it be dragons or electro dragons, just seem to be one of the most overpowered things in this game. So that is where I'm going to end off today's video. We're going to collect some elixir, collect some gold, collect some dark elixir. As you can see, this is my base. I may do another video on why my base looks the way it does, the way I've designed my base. So if you do want to see that, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to do more videos like this, and I've got some ideas for the videos that I want to do in the future. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But that is where I'm going to end today's video off, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.